Am I the a-hole for telling my dad the real reason my half-sister won't be in the same room with me? I 31F have a half-sister. Ellen 34F. Same dad, different moms. No, I'm not the result of an affair. Ellen and I are not close, and never have been. We only saw each other at family get-togethers. Ellen has a husband, Tom 34. Tom is a nice guy, and when she introduced him to the family, he and my husband hit it off, and my husband ended up hiring Tom to work for him. Tom and Ellen got married and had a baby, and during this time they started having problems. I didn't hear this from Ellen, but from my dad, and from my husband, who was told by Tom. Tom then started staying late at work and then progressed to coming over to our house often for drinks with my husband, and by extension me. He became a regular visitor to our house and began unloading his problems. This went on for about 8 months until one evening Tom was quite drunk and admitted he'd developed a crush on me. Understandably, this meant he didn't come back to our house. He has profusely apologized for this and we're fine now, but I just prefer some distance. I guess that whole thing was a wake-up call for him, because he and Ellen started going to counseling. During the counseling, he told her about what had happened, because Ellen called me and screamed at me about the whole situation. She said she and Tom would never be in the same room with me again after what I'd done. She made excuses for not coming to family gatherings I was at for a while before my dad confronted her, and she said she and I had fallen out and weren't speaking. I went along with this because I didn't want to tell my dad the truth either. It has been over a year of this, but this all came to a head over my dad inviting both of us and our families to New Year's Eve and getting mad that Ellen wouldn't come if I was going. He started ranting at me that we needed to grow up and make peace, and if we didn't want to talk to each other fine, but not being able to be in the same room was nuts. I got sick of being berated and said I agree, but it wasn't me who started it. My dad then demanded what the fight was about and wouldn't let up. Eventually, I just told him. He's furious. He called Ellen and yelled at her. He called my husband and yelled at him. He is seething that no one told him and that he has been acting like things are fine with Tom this whole time. Ellen is furious with me for telling Dad, saying I did this on purpose and have ruined things with Tom after she'd worked so hard to fix them. I feel bad for the results, but I also feel like carrying the burden of this rift that I didn't cause was unfair to me in the first place. I kept quiet when I didn't have to, but once I was getting heat over it, it just became too much. Am I the a-hole for spilling?
Here are the top comments, plus Opie's reply.
Not the a-hole. Does Ellen know the full truth or just what Tom told her? Because she's angry at you for existing as you had no part in anything Tom has done. Has she had insecurities with you before? It just seems like such an overreaction towards you for something you had no part in.
Opie replied.
She didn't say anything during the call that made me think she didn't know the full truth, but I don't know for sure. There have been some stupid issues when we're children, and again a few since we've both had children. She had body image issues.
Why did your dad yell at your husband? He didn't do anything wrong. Opie replied.
He thought it was insane that my husband still employs Tom after he admitted how he was feeling.